On January 15, 1929, a boy is born to a middle-class black family in Atlanta, Georgia. He is named Martin Luther King Jr.
As soon as little Martin can talk, it is clear that he is smart and thoughtful. It is not yet clear that in his short lifetime he will change the world.
Martin's first friend is a little white boy named Arthur. When the two boys turn 6, they start schools, at different schools. Martin is confused.
Mother, why don't Arthur and I go to the same school?
He goes to the white school. You go to the black school.
But what comes next is even more confusing.
My daddy says you and I can't play anymore. Why not?
Because you're black. Martin tells his parents what Arthur said.
Why would his daddy say that?
Martin's parents look at each other.
Martin, honey, there are some things that you must begin to understand about our world.
Why should we get later until we're older to have this discussion?
That night, Martin's parents explained it all to him. Less than 100 years ago, their people were slaves in the very city they live in. Many people in their community still discriminate against them because of the color of their skin.
Some of these white people will spend their last breath trying to make sure you don't enjoy the rights and privileges as they do.
Don't scare the boy.
Yes, and all the truth is not safe otherwise.
They tell Martin about the unfair laws enacted to keep black and white separate.
You must be careful not to use the whites' water fountains, washrooms, restaurants, and waiting rooms.
They tell Martin about lynchings and terrorists called the Ku Klux Klan. Soon, Martin's head is spinning. Finally, his mother leans in close to him.
Listen to me carefully, Martin. These unfair laws, these messages of hate, are meant to do only one thing. Make you feel like you're not as good as anybody else. You must not let that happen.
Martin listens to her words.
You must not let that happen. You must always remember, God made you just as good as other people. Got that?
Yes, Mother.
When Martin is 14, he enters and wins a debate contest in a nearby town.
Afterwards, he and his teacher, Mrs. Bradley, board the bus for the long ride home.
Soon the bus is crowded and still more passengers are getting on. Martin sees the driver looking at him in the rearview mirror.
Don't just sit there. Get up. These two white people need seats. You two better move to the back where you belong.
Martin does not move. The driver curses him.
I could send you to jail for this.
Martin, I know this is humiliating, but will you move for my sake?
Finally, Martin agrees to give up his seat. He and Mrs. Bradley stand for the 90-mile journey home. Later, Martin writes his words in his autobiography.
That night will never leave my memory. It was the angriest I've ever been in my life.
That summer, Martin travels to Connecticut to work on a tobacco farm. He is shocked by the different way of life in the North. He writes his father a letter.
On our way here, we saw some things I had never expected to see. After we passed Washington, there was no discrimination at all. The white people here are very nice. We go anywhere, any place we want, and sit anywhere we want to.
When he returns from home, Martin is heartbroken by the way Southern black people still suffer from oppression.
One day I'm going to help my people, but how?
Martin enrolls in a college when he is only 15. After graduation, he decides to become a minister like his father. He goes up north to study for his master's degree and PhD.
His life changes when he sees a lecture on the life of Mohandas K. Gandhi. When Martin and his fellow students spend hours talking about him.
What do we know about Gandhi? He was a native Indian when India was a British colony. He wanted to find a way to free India from the British.
Gandhi knew that his poor and oppressed people didn't stand a chance against the terrified British army. The only way they could defeat them was from nonviolent protest.
So he began organizing sit-ins and boycotts against the British government. He went on hunger strikes. He and his fellow protesters were beaten in jail by the British. He tried to make sure they never fought back.
Eventually, with the whole world watching, the British were shamed into giving India her independence.
How did Gandhi convince his people not to fight?
He said that the greatest power on earth was love and belief in justice. He called this Satyagraha, which means sow forth.
The idea is to refuse to cooperate with an evil system. The forces of evil cannot stand against the forces of love.
A light bulb goes in Martin's head.
That's exactly what Jesus preached. Love your enemy. Violence only begets violence.
Sounds like Martin knows how he can help his people.
Nonviolent resistance. The chain of hatred must be cut. When it is broken, brotherhood can begin.